Hi, Jennifer. I truly enjoyed your discussion post. It really connected with me, not only my love for animals, but want to continue to work with children in my future. I am a nanny, and I also taught for 16 years. I was discussing with parents, and one is actually a therapist, what the implications of the pandemic has done to the children. We've all come up with creative ways to socialize the children safely. But I know that there is many families that have not. Uh, you know, I think it's all up to the parents and how they feel safe. And I know that this was a total scary time for everybody. But I thought it was, maybe because I was a teacher in the past, I felt that um, continuing to safely socialize the children was actually a very important thing to do. So in our community, which was kind of a small community, we stayed within the elementary school that the 6-year-old boy that I take care of goes to. We just within a few families, and we did creative ways to keep them separate, but yet still communicated with each other. Um, but having a pet to help during a time of isolation, I think is, amazing. There's some variables though that my brain just started going a mile a minute and think of all these different things. The 6-year-old boy that I take care of has 2 cats, and during the pandemic, they decided to get 2 fish. Um, so he loves to have the fish, but he doesn't do anything with the fish. Mom does everything with the fish. And same thing with the cats. So even though the cats are there, um, there's not a lot of interaction. So I don't think in his situation, pets helped during isolation. I do not live with the family, so I come and go. I think I was more of like um, the playmate, I guess you could call it, during this time than a pet would have been. I was their pet. So just I do think that it's very important to, continue these research on how isolation has affected children. Um, and it's very important that parents reach out to, even if they don't have anybody, to find ways of helping keep their children socialized. Um, and to integrate Christianity, there's times when in isolation that, Luke 5:16 said, Jesus withdrew into lonely places and he prayed. Well, he wasn't lonely, but he was in an isolated situation. Um, I feel that during these times, there was a lot of discussion about how the child felt, throughout this time. We would play a lot of games, and we would talk about feelings and, all types of topics to, release and understand how this child is feeling. But during that time, I said to him, what are some things that, even though we can't go play with our friends, like, what are some things that you have enjoyed since doing school at home, is what we've called it. Right now he's in hybrid, but he said to me, he goes, I got to play with you, and we laugh a lot, and I found more things that I like to do. So there, as much as there was isolation, I believe he grew as a person internally. The just sharing of love. He's so cuddly, and there's just sides of him that we didn't really get to see, because on a normal basis, he goes from one activity to the next almost throughout the week. And he was in school 5 days a week prior to COVID, and I just believe that having pets around and the importance of socialization, and bringing up the conversation constantly is the biggest variable in this whole issue with the pandemic and how it's affected the children. But overall, I think you did such a wonderful job discussing the integration of how pets um, help us cope during isolation. I have cats, and they've been my complete relief from stress. I come home and they're there, and I know it's worked for me, but I'm not a child. So, but overall, I think that you did a wonderful job, and good luck and thank you.